Chapter number 11, Statistics, Practice Set 11.1. We have already seen first and second question. Now we have to see third question. I have given you homework third and fourth question. Just check it whether you have done correctly or not. The number of members in the 40 families in Bihar are as follows: 1, 6, 5 and so on. Prepare a frequency table and find the mean of members of 40 families. We have to prepare the table, and according to that table then we have to calculate the mean of members of 40 families. So here I have the table. Number of members given is, write the numbers, all the numbers only once. One time you have to write all the numbers given. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. These 7 numbers are given here in repeated form. So number of families will be Fi. That will be how many times that number is repeated. 1, how many times it is repeated? It is repeated 2 times. Then 2, how many times it is repeated? It is repeated 8 times. 3 is repeated 7 times, 4 8 times, 5 7 times, 6 6 times and 7 2 times. Just count how many times that number is repeated and that will be the frequency Fi. Now this is Xi, X1, X2, X3, X4, X5, X6 and X7. This is F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F6 and F7. Now we have to calculate capital N, that is total number of families. That is given already 40, but we have to tally it. So just calculate, add all these numbers and the result will be 40. That is N equals to 40. According to our formula, we need Fi into Xi. So 1 multiplied by 2, that is 2. 2 multiplied by 8, that is 16. 3 multiplied by 7 is 21. 4 8s are 32. 5 7s are 35. 6 6 are 36. 7 2s are 14. Summation of all these numbers, that is summation of Fi into Xi equals to 156. Total of all these numbers. X bar mean we have to calculate. X bar mean equals to summation of Fi into Xi upon capital N, that is equals to 156 upon 40, that is equals to 3.9. So the mean of members of 40 families is 3.9. Now fourth question, it is just same as the third question. See here what is given. The number of science and mathematics project submitted by Model High School Nagpur in last 20 years at the state level science exhibition is given. Prepare a frequency table and find the mean of the data. Xi we have to write down same, how many numbers are given and how many times that is repeated, that will be Fi. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the numbers given here, and 1 is repeated 3 times. 2 is repeated 6 times, 3 is repeated 6 times, 4 is repeated 3 times and 5 repeated 2 times. Then total of this will be capital N equals to 20. Summation of Fi into Xi we have to find out. First of all, Fi into Xi for each term, F1 into X1, F2 into X2 and so on. This is the total 55. Then X bar equals to summation of Fi into Xi upon capital N, that is equals to 55 upon 20. So this is 2.75. The mean of this data is 2.75. Now last year we have studied simple bar graph and joint bar graph also. Now we will have some more bar graphs. So here subdivided bar graph or bar diagram is given. As in a joint bar graph, we can compare the information in a data by a subdivided bar diagram also. You have already studied what is meant by simple bar diagram or bar graph and what is meant by joint bar graph. Now we have to see subdivided bar graph. In joint bar graph, you have already studied that 2 bars are there. 1 bar for one element and second bar for second element. Now here what you have to do, here you don't have to draw 2 joint bar graph, but you have to draw one graph and partition it from the between. So as in a joint bar graph, we can compare the information in a data. By a subdivided bar diagram also we can compare the information of the given data. Here some information is given of 2 or more constituent and it is shown by parts of a single bar. So we will see the steps for drawing a subdivided bar graph. First of all, here let us see the table. Town is given. In that town, male laborers are given, female laborers are given and then total laborers are given. In Ithalapur, 180 male laborers are there. then 120 female laborers are there and their total is 300. So in Dhanodi we have 80 male laborers, 40 female laborers. So what will be the total of the laborers? 80 plus 40, that is 120. See here, 80 plus 40 is 120. So total laborers of Dhanodi village is 120. And similarly here Karmabad has 100 male laborers and 60 female laborers. So addition of all these male and female laborers, that is 160 total laborers in Karmabad. So here first of all prepare a table of the given data as shown above. So we have to prepare the table like this, and then the second step is that draw the x-axis and y-axis on a graph paper. What you have to draw? X-axis you have to draw and y-axis on a graph paper. See here, this is vertical line, that is known as y-axis, and this horizontal line, it is known as x-axis, that you have to prepare on a graph paper. Okay. Then third step is that write the names of town on x-axis. Here the towns are given: Ithalapur, Dhanodi and Karmabad. So write all these three names on the x-axis. This horizontal line is the x-axis. So write down the name here, and keeping equal distances between two consecutive bars. Means this bar, it should be at the same distance with this bar, and this bar should be at the same distance with this bar. Now next step is that show number of laborers on y-axis. We have number of laborers there given 300, 120, 160. This is total number of laborers. So that we have to write on y-axis, this y-axis. Okay. So the values given are 300 laborers, 120 laborers and 160 laborers. So accordingly we have to set the unit. With the scale 1 centimeter equals to 40 laborers. Means what you have to do? You have to keep the scale and you have to mark the distance of 1 centimeter on this vertical y-axis. 1 centimeter, then 1 centimeter, then 1 centimeter, and like this you have to mark the points. Then 1 centimeter equals to 40 laborers, means you have to start with 40, then 80, then plus again 40 means 120, then again 40, then 160, then again plus 40, that is 200, and like this maximum value we have up to 300. So we can take up to 300 or somewhat more than that, that is 320. Okay. If we will add 40 into 80, then it will give the answer as 320. So mark it up to 320. Now next step is that total number of laborers in the town Ithalapur is 300. So show it by a single bar. This Ithalapur, this bar is for Ithalapur. So draw this bar, and total number of laborers in Ithalapur is given as how many? 300. So mark this point of this bar, edge of this bar at 300. Okay. This is 300. So this bar should be long up to 300. Show it by a single bar. Show the number of male laborers by a part of the bar by some mark. Now we in Ithalapur the male laborers are 180. So from this 180 is near about here, above 160 and below 200. So mark this male laborer about here at 180. Okay. Color this or mark it by some other color. Obviously the remaining part of the bar will represent the female laborers. Now remaining from 300 is 120, that is female laborers. So from this 300 we have curtailed this 180. So the remaining will be 120, that is female laborers. Similarly, show this part by another mark. Leave it blank or show it by another color. Similarly, draw the subdivided parts for the town Dhanodi and Karmabad also. See here, Dhanodi, it has total number of laborers as 120. So mark this bar up to 120. The height of this bar should be up to 120. Then from that 80 are male laborers. So mark this point 80 here for male laborers. Remaining will be for female laborers. Then similarly for Karmabad, total is 160. So the height of this bar should be at 160. Then 100 male laborers. So mark this at 100 and remaining will be for female laborers, that is 60. Following the above steps, the given information is shown by subdivided bar diagram in the adjacent figure. So we have to observe this figure.